Kevin did the survey for the old Borough Hall. He is not authorized to do the new Borough Hall.
Okay.
We found all the points.
Right, so we would need to be authorized to do that so that we would have temple out there for the garage.
Yeah.
And then we would work with Derek or whoever, obviously, and Amanda to help for that. And we're included. And I'm thinking it's the 30 feet, 60 feet is facing Prospect, right? And 30 feet is.
Yeah, I mean, because there's,
Yeah. Well, the question is, would it be ready for the January planning commission or February planning commission?
Probably after February, because I have to play with weather with the survey. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we could get it sooner, great, but I don't want to say yes for January when I can't meet it.
What's our time?
7:31.
We'll call a meeting of Borough Borough meeting to order here for December. With the pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everybody to our new Borough Municipal Building. Y'all found it. Roll call, Robert May is here, Michael Fritz is not here, Greg DeWall is not here, Alison Leinbach is here, Derek Rose is here, David Eggert is here, Steve Geibel is here, Corey Azana is here, Pamela Stevens is here, Amanda Musso is here, the Reverend is here, Warren's here, Joan is not here. Council minutes, we have our minutes from October 21st, 2024, special meeting. Is there any clarifications, corrections, revisions, or can the minutes be approved as presented?
Yeah, the special meeting isn't in the minutes.
No, we had an issue with both of us working in Google Suites at one time, and we reverted and we missed catching this. It should have been November. Motion to approve the November.
19th. November 19th minutes. Just change that date.
And that's just council meeting.
So is there a motion to approve the November 19th council meeting minutes?
As corrected there, or with the date?
Well, the agenda doesn't matter, it's just the minutes, are they?
It defines what meeting it was, though.
Right,
The 14th was a Thursday, it says
It's
the
the
14th.
November 14th.
so that's our minutes we have attached, so that's what we're voting on, is there a motion to accept? Motion moved and seconded, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed, motion passes. Approval of payment of bills, before you see a consolidated payment of bills payable from the general fund is $873,978.59. From the sewer fund, $11,874.12. From liquid fuels, $1,654.67. No payment from fire tax or EMS. So is there a motion to approve the consolidated payment of bills as reported?
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded for payment of the bills. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Approval of treasurer's report. Motion to accept and file for audit the consolidated treasurer's report for November 2024. You'll see as of November 30th, out of our general fund, we have $404,938.11. Liquid fuels is $128,919.63. Fire tax fund has $5,715.09. EMS tax fund, $1,428.72. Our sewer fund is $247,909.50. Reserve account has $198,439.94. For a total fund balance of $987,350.99.
Motion to set and file for the consolidated treasury report for November 2024.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded for approval and to accept and file for audit the consolidated treasurer's report. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Public comment. Gentlemen, are you here to make public comment? Just please state your name for the record and your address.
Representing Peel today. There's a few questions, but I'll start off with the main one.
Yep.
When must be vacated?
Probably, you'll probably see on our order of business, we're gonna probably put the old building up for sale with an authorization tonight, and I have no idea if you guys come back and say we need till X amount of date. We, I don't know if there's gonna be an immediate offer on whatever it gets priced at or whatever, so you sort of gotta help us with that. Do you need like 30 days notice or 60 days notice or?
Well, I just talked to the auctioneer today, and she could get to the project within January sometime. So that probably would work by the end of January would be the best for us.
I can't believe we're gonna sell that building by the end of January and close and anything else. And, we could certainly have if someone have an intention to buy it and say, we can't vacate everything till this date. I don't think they're that gung-ho to come in there and use it as is anyway. So by the end of February, you guys think that works better for, when you say auction, it sounds like you guys are gonna auction off some stuff?
Yeah.
Now, like what Ole did, like Ole, when they,
He's gonna come
they
to it.
downsized and then they sold stuff.
We already set aside, a minimal amount that we're gonna move here. Naturally, we don't have a lot of room, so that's what we're gonna do and work on, and work towards.
Yeah,
The end of January, does that sound?
end of February?
Well, if you're willing to do the end of February, that would be great.
Once you get back with your auctioneer, if that works best for you, then, I think council, is that agreeable? It sounds like a reasonable. Once again, we don't see that thing flying off, the market like crazy. In fact, if we said today, hey, someone wants to move in by January 30th, we probably have to be scrambling. We're not all moved over. And things,
I am to call her tomorrow, and we'll discuss it a little more, and I'll get back to you if it's,
Do you need it on the day or the night? What's best for you guys? Like, is it a Saturday or Sunday, or is it, middle of the week? What works, what's best for an auctioneer?
Probably during the week, she would come and, and pick the stuff out, yeah.
Oh, she's gonna take it and auction it at her
Yeah,
place. Oh, I thought you were gonna have the auctioneer in the building.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And just for your information, we're gonna keep the alarm system still gonna stay on over there. And, power and minimal heat, so, don't worry about the whole thing's gonna turn black or anything,
Alarm system is fine.
Fire system.
Okay, next, the flag collection box. Is there a place for that? And it can be put outside.
We'll find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That should be an issue.
Yeah. Do you prefer it to be outside?
Where do you think you get better response from? People that walk in or when it's outside? Do you get more stuff at stop flags if it's outside?
Either, it doesn't really matter. I don't know if you have room in the lobby, that's why I say it could be outside.
You know,
You feel you have room in the lobby for it? Or would you rather have it outside? You can think about that.
If we did it outside, we'd have to mount it in some way, we'll have somebody.
What about this?
Push.
is there room in that lobby for it?
No, that'll be just wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
Well, the public doesn't come in and out here though, right?
For meetings.
For meetings and like women's club and that,
And
but
election day.
And election,
election day.
Election day.
That's what we're thinking, how traffic will go.
Yeah. But, this should be available daily just about this spot.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
It's gonna be at one of the two doors. How's that?
It should be, I would think, it should be either in the lobby or outside where the public mostly parks.
Okay.
But you can let me know what you wanna do. The next is the small library.
All that, red box thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have in a minute to that, woman who was and put that up?
It's,
It's already
their
moved?
family. It's.
I can just about handle everything because it's my grandchild. I would prefer to see down at the end on that side, like again, where the public parks mostly, if they at least can see it.
That was something I wanted to talk about because where it is right now, it's like L bracket mounted to the building. Are we mounting it to this building, getting some sort of stand or building?
Would it work better on two posts, like two 4x4s?
We gotta figure out how it's getting.
I mean, if you have room out there, put it on a pedestal, we'd like to do that. First pedestal.
Like what kind of pedestal? I'm talking like unistrut or, I'm not trying to be facetious, I'm just trying to understand aesthetically.
Almost like a sign pedestal, I guess, you could dress it up that if you wanted to. And put like a plate on top of it.
Similar to a mailbox, how that's.
Yeah, but like a, thicker pole though.
I just didn't know how, yeah, that's how you guys come over.
I mean, it's like, it's either mounted to the building or you put it on something like that.
Where it is now, though, is at a school bus stop, so it gets a lot more children have a chance to open it up. It's mostly children's books inside it.
Yeah.
I put some nice books in there, how dare you?
Well, I mean, I looked at it the other day.
The only other place which we watched is up there.
Yeah. Well, we're up for suggestions, you want outside by the front door, or you rather keep it by the, playground, or you want it with the existing
I'd rather
building?
see it mounted on a wall down near that end someplace. That's the only thing I can.
Down this way,
Yeah,
yeah. We'll try to come up with something,
I don't think it'll be a problem mounting this, so.
yeah.
And then we
If
can bring that
that's
over.
okay.
Yeah, if we're gonna take it down, you can bring it over, can't you, Derek?
No, we'll take care of it.
Oh, you're gonna take care of it?
Yeah, we'll take care of everything. I'll get them to empty the box, all the books out and everything,
Okay.
and then we'll move it.
And would that be better inside the lobby and the flag thing outside? Because it's kind of a nice little schoolhouse.
Yeah, well,
looking thing.
the-
I
If
guess
that
the
fit
idea
in
of
there.
the free library is it's outside and accessible when people go by and
Yeah.
to put things in, take things out.
And that's two things outside.
Yep. So far?
Have I covered everything? Did you make a decision? He's concerned, or we're concerned about installation of a large flagpole out here. Did you make a decision if you're gonna buy a new one or move that one yet? Or don't you know?
New one.
That's the only concern I
Yeah,
have.
a new one is in the plans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Part of our planning for moving forward with improvements outside
Yeah.
is selling the old building and using the funds from the old building to pay for the improvements that we need to put into. We need more lighting outside, we need to add mailboxes outside, drop boxes, the lighting. We wanna add the municipal garage. Yeah, gas service to here. So part of that is selling that building, getting that cash flow involved. We did all of this without having to increase taxes this year coming up. Now, next year is a whole nother story because it's new trash contract and
Yeah,
new
but it
police.
But it has nothing to do with this building.
New
Right,
police
right.
contract, but has nothing to do with the purchase of this building. Actually, we get what we expect and what we paid for this building, it's what, $200,000 difference?
Something like that. Yeah, our net cost to move in here, we're hoping is like 200,000.
And we were looking at having to spend over 200,000 on upgrades to the old building. At least. At least. Well, I was trying to be modest, but
Probably double 200,000.
Do you still close the office early on a Friday afternoon?
Yes, 12 o'clock,
What time?
12.
12 o'clock, okay. Is there anyone here on a Saturday or Saturday morning?
No.
Okay. All right.
If I work every other weekend, but if you would need to get in after hours, you can, try to contact me, I can come down, or, if you need to get into the building for something.
Well, for instance, if we have our meeting on a Tuesday night after hours, that should not be a problem getting in with our
With your key
fob
fob.
keys and everything.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
so basically I wouldn't have to contact you.
No.
Right, okay. Okay. I guess
Well,
that's-
technically, you get in here on a Saturday too with your
Oh,
key.
Yeah,
can-
right,
Can
yeah,
we get
yeah.
through the office?
Yeah, I think I put those two.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can get through.
Yeah, so there's an outdoor lock, which I've seen the thing, and there's a lock right there past the receptionist, so that's to get really into everything.
Into the office.
Into the office, so, but your fob should work on all that.
But the fob would work for the back doors?
Yeah.
So there's two fobs. They only have one, because this door, you only need the last four of your social.
Okay.
Those little fobs get to the outside door, this front door, this door, and that back door are all that same fob. Once you come into the building, like we talked about, I showed Jim, once you come in, the easiest way off hours is to come through the front door because the alarm will be set on after hours on a Saturday. And then you put your last four of your social, same as anything else.
And then,
And then there's a door to get into, like those back rooms, it's the same last four of your social, it's all
oh,
the
okay.
same numbers.
So there's two spots we would
You
have.
have to put them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Technically, you can come in the back door too and just use that pad works.
Yeah.
You'll find out when the police come.
Yeah, right.
And I gave Dawn and Jim, they can share, I gave them my cell phone number, if you have any issues, if you
anything on these walls?
Well, one of the things is, we don't actually know what the construction of the walls are yet. So we don't, we're trying to make a step just to get in the building, and then if, like, oh, you're gonna hang something that's like poster weight, or something that's like 50-pound weight, I don't know.
We're gonna get rid of all the large,
Yeah.
uh,
So are you gonna hang stuff, you wanna hang stuff on the walls for your meeting, and then take it down every time?
no,
Just for, in storage, you need to hang stuff in the walls in the
yeah,
storage.
basically, yeah.
Get with the roadmaster, and we'll try to figure out what the walls are made of, and what's the best way to hang stuff.
Yeah, and that's, in the future anyway, so.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much.
great.
Thank you.
You're up, engineer. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Yeah, you're just,
She's just nosy.
Oh, okay.
we were talking at the pizza place, and I think that piqued her interest.
Okay.
No, I saw the transaction in the paper, so I drove down to see what it was all about this week, and I was curious, and so I said, I'm going to see it, and then I saw you at Sophia's, and I said, I'm going. So here I am.
Great.
They give you the whole tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go, engineer, go.
Alrighty. No zoning issues, right, there's been very quiet, the planning commission issues, but we're gonna talk about the planning commission plan coming up. Memorial grant, I just forwarded to you ladies, right, that you, all the agreements and everything came in, very excited. So there was 2 emails, the first one had all of the legal documents, and the second email had some of the other reporting forms that I will help you with. So in the new year, I'm gonna be talking to the council president, who's the MVP side, who will be performing the audit. So we'll keep you posted on our timeline for that. And I don't know if everybody recalls, but the Borough grant was transferred to this building. So we are looking at this building not being able to for the energy savings. Okay. The municipal garage did end up having a great meeting. I'm sorry you couldn't attend that much more, but we did find out a lot of information for that. And then following up, I think you and I are going to discuss more about the inside of the building and what your wish list is.
Yeah.
So that we can refine it. But they also had explained that if you give them a budget up front, and a priority of what you want, they'll work into that, so that everybody's meeting the budget, and we're not putting something out there that is unreasonable and is going to go your budget.
Forgive me, is this like going to get your car repaired, you go, I got $1,000, and the bill comes back at 1,000?
Well,
Or do you come and say, I need the brakes done and this done, and they come back with a price?
well, they already have a prearranged, I'll call it menu of costs. So, a light fixture, they'll break it down to really small items. So they'll have the building, the footings, the trusses, the roof, the shingles, the metal roof, doors, main doors, garage doors, so everything's itemized. It's all fixed, it's already been bid, so it's making sure that your wish list, your priority wish list is on that set of plans. Then they'll do what we call the takeoff and do the quote.
So they'll have different grade doors, different grade lighting,
You
different
choose.
grade, and
Yes,
so
you choose.
you have a great big list, and then you can, off the get-go, look how realistic your picking is for what your
And
budget
they
is.
will work with you to also say, well, if we choose this model, make and model, it will save you this. So they work with you is my point. And it was a really fascinating lunch and learn to see what they have. But we've got to get the plans and get that to them as soon as possible so that we can get that quote and keep moving things forward.
So, once plans are finalized with them and you pick off the menu and they bring back a quote, what's the turnaround time?
That was pretty fast. They boots to the ground probably within a few weeks.
Like within 6 weeks?
Absolutely, yeah. It's more on our end, getting the plans ready, than it's on their end. Their end, it's done like, they're gonna meet with you, go over the plans, whether they were like, within a day or 2 days of my email, they were ready to meet with Derek on site. And it's just, oh, we don't have the plans, we're ready, but yeah, sorry. So So that's, their job is to get as many things in their world, construction-wise, so that they keep all their crew busy. So, especially this time of year when things start getting shut down, I'm sure they're looking for work. So, the sooner the better we can wrap all that up, so.
All right,
So it sounds like though, we did have a survey, and it was basically the pins you needed to find, not a survey of the property. Now we're going to do a site plan with Woodley to survey. As
topo
to-
two
Topo.
for planning, okay.
So that will need to be done. We have the pins, so that's okay, but it's making sure that we pitch the garage correctly.
Is that gonna be about the same cost as for the other parcel or less?
I think so, but I'll confirm. So my job tonight is to get you two proposals, one for the survey and plot plan. And then the second one would be for the MEP, I'll call it design, the building itself. I want to break that apart because one goes hand in hand. But, I talked to the
Yeah.
MEP person and we made a list, there's all sorts of things. It could,
So would your surveyor have that by February?
that's what I'm hoping, and we get into the meeting, that's,
So you wanna wait till January to get authorized with an amount? Or you want an amount not to exceed authorized tonight?
I'd rather have the consensus that we're gonna discuss it at the January, and I'll have proposals for you. But know that we wanna move forward as fast as we can. If I can get started on the survey, if our surveyor has it open, maybe I can get an authorization, for at least up to, I think it was 3,500, 3,000, wasn't it? To do the base survey.
I think it's like 3,500.
And the 500 was the pin, so that's what I'm saying.
So you think around 3,000, but your ballpark is 3,000.
Well, at least to get them started. I don't know if it included total. I thought it was just a survey with the pins and without pins.
I think we're just authorizing her other professional services to go, start getting the surveyor, schedule it out, and if it would exceed $3,000 as you go down to, but before January meeting, come back to us.
I would
Yeah,
get
you'd
you-
have to halt or come back to
I
us.
would get you a
Yeah.
proposal for the,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to authorize the borough engineer to get a survey of the new property
initiated.
initiated.
You have to amend the agenda.
Not for professional services we do, we're just authorizing, like we authorize the attorney.
Okay.
Authorized to do things, it's not an agenda item.
I did ask him.
Yeah.
Once you make a motion, because it wasn't.
I would feel better with Joe not here if you amend the agenda.
Okay, I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to, make a motion to authorize the borough engineer to initiate the survey of property.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to amend the agenda to make a motion to have our engineer provide surveying services for the property in lieu of the new municipal garage building. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion passes.
I'll now make a motion to authorize the borough engineer to initiate a survey of the property, the new property here, cost not to exceed $4,000.
For a second.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded for a survey of the property for municipal building, not to exceed $4,000. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion passes.
And then on the agenda for January, you can put out proposals then, professional services proposals for the survey, just in case anything changed. And then also for the MEP design of the
Yeah.
interior and
Right.
exterior.
We have two portions of them already in the agenda.
Oh, all right.
They said
Later.
That's what I said.
Okay. So we'll cover that later if that's the case. All right. The Borough Hall, he was getting plans and info from you to tie everything together,
The
correct?
survey.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep, so that's all been done. And the last one I had that wasn't available until after the meeting, after the report was the SEO. So this is a very interesting property, but apparently I'll call it the leach field, or the drain field is across the creek, a little creek. So if you look down at the last entry on the SEO report, the SEO spoke to the property owner, and you can't hit the service provider to the property because of the creek crossing. There's no surface malfunction, there's no sewage violation, however, there's still repairs to be done done at the SA was monitoring this, if you recall, this came in as a DEP complaint. So Scott is required to continue to follow this up, and this could be a direct contamination of the creek if the leach field fails. So we are watching this like a hawk, and it's not a good situation.
What's the service provider have to do to correct it? He has to pump out the,
Yes.
so a hose can't reach across the creek, the truck being on one side, the long hose reach across?
I'm not sure, but that's a good point, let me make a note to check with.
Ask Scott to point out to the property owner that a hose certainly will reach that distance.
Also, Pamela,
Yes, Dave.
I know that when Remington Hurricane Floyd came through here and there was flooding, I was with the fire committee, we came in through Avma to evacuate the people from that residence.
Can they access it on, from the AIMA site?
They might be able to.
Okay,
So
so
you
all
might wanna
those
check that.
have for AIMA access, okay?
Yep.
Awesome.
We solved it.
Pardon me?
We solved it.
I know, no, this is awesome, because I'm not familiar with it, and again, what is this, one of two properties that has septic? You know, it's like, this is not, St. Lawrence is not typically VSCO territory, so, but that was it. So if later on in the agenda, the rest of the new garage comes up, then I'll defer to them unless you guys want to.
It would have been helpful if it was a motion to do all the required drawings.
Oh, okay. And again, I don't have a proposal amount, and that's what I feel better to give you guys, because this is not a normal service that I've provided in the past. It's great. I mean, I feel better with it.
Point of clarification, does the Moore grant, would it cover any discussions or decisions concerning heating and of the municipal garage building?
Yes, it will include all the HVAC type things. They call it the building envelope. So,
So a portion of that cost will be thrown against the Moore grant.
right, it's already, I gave the square footage, like the 1,800 square feet, the 30 by 60 to her. That was clarified in the revision or the modification amendment to the Moore grant. So it's already there to be set up, but I'm not quite sure until it's built,
Well,
because they really need to assess the building in place. It is my understanding, it has to be a real building, not just a plan. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
You have to
well,
always-
I understand it makes sense for the grant, it doesn't make sense. We have to build a building first before we can, take the Moore grant money to decide how to heat it.
But you have time.
Yeah.
But the big thing is if you're pulling gas in here, natural gas in here, why wouldn't you take it to the ground?
Well, that's the second question. Do you have people on staff who can look at the current heating units or the HVAC units and come back with a high energy heat pump, and maybe that's the answer and we don't even need an natural gas?
That's, it's the same team, my NEP team.
What's their schedules like?
Well, for the next 2 weeks, probably not available.
He's a little behind.
Middle of next week would be fine.
Oh,
No, I'm just asking, is that in January? I don't.
Happy New Year, yeah,
Yeah.
probably January.
Okay.
That's it.
And you're right, with technology, there's always these new and improved units that can function much better. But what's electric gonna cost you? So it's sort of a value engineering, and I think that's what the MEP group would want to do for you, is if you do this, and you utilize this energy
Yeah.
cost, and then natural gas, you use this, and we estimate this cost, this amount of energy needed for the gas.
Well, I know we talked in general that if we just maybe put in, what's the plastic piping, PEX in the floor, and then decide to get a high energy water heater, that may be the heating that will melt snow and ice inside, or maybe we do that on the apron, and then we don't need natural gas out
You're
there.
talking the garage, no?
Garage, correct, garage.
Okay, where's the snow and ice?
Yeah. Yeah, so now we're talking to maybe just authorizing to put the plastic piping and all the concrete out there, then waiting for the more money to say, buy this type of high energy heat pump water heater, and that does all that for us.
And one of the questions was, and again, do you want cooling, or do you just want, fans, attic fans to pull the air through? A lot of times the doors are open, so when you cool, you're not gonna cool. You really only need heat.
Yeah.
I don't-
And insulation.
Most garages, most municipal garages are not cool.
And they're not even seeing what the quote is, and if you don't like the quote, then you put it out to bid. They're not upset about that, they told us point blank, sometimes it works, we're the least expensive. Or we'll meet your budget and make it work, or bidding is the way to go,
Sounds good.
okay? All right, so I'll put a note on, to make an appointment sometime in January to look at this building.
Just one more question on the grant. There's no carbon footprint reduction or anything like that part tied to the grant that you're trying to reduce?
I think the energy conservation measures are what identified. We also talked, I think in the application, we talked about solar panels. So maybe on the garage, we make sure the stresses are strong enough to get some solar panels. There's different things, so that if you can show that you're also being proactive to reduce your carbon footprint, that carries weight for other grants you're going to go for, to build these facilities.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was
save
kinda
money in the
thinking
long
about
run, yeah. Or, like you said, you're using pipes in the concrete floor to heat as well as, it's a warm radiant type of heat instead of the hot air that a lot of the garages have. They don't have warm heat, they just have those hanging units that just throw air on you when it's very dry.
I've also seen on a couple of these grants where if you take a heating unit like this and your refrigerant's now a lower emission somehow, that's eligible for grant money.
Yeah.
Even just getting a new fan blower, because then they have a variable speed motor on them, that reduces your electric usage, that is somehow now eligible also for energy efficiency too. So there's like a couple different ways that gets
Yeah,
applied. I mean, it's just not solar panels or something like that.
Right, well, that's why it's gonna take, some time to identify all this, but it's worthwhile for free.
Yep. Thanks. Any other questions for our, we'll move on. No solicitors, so we'll go to the mayor's report.
Okay, there was no police commission meeting in December, but I was active in the community this month. On December 2nd, Susan Eggert and I participated in creating and delivering snack appreciation baskets to Central Berks Police, and that was 23 police officers. On December 10th, I participated in the Shop with the Cop program with Central Berks Police, sponsored by the Women's Club of St. Lawrence. The end.
Outstanding. Staff reports, finance. Motion to approve the final 2025 budgets as presented for the general fund, sewer fund, liquid fuels fund, fire tax fund, and EMS tax fund.
They are,
In the book,
yep. Those are, straight through from the approved preliminary to final. No changes. Keep going, you're in cash flow.
yeah. Then liquid fuels.
Keep going, yep, keep going.
And it's like the last few pages.
It's the last few pages.
There you go.
So, is there a motion to approve the final budgets? Do you want to do them all in general, or do you want to do one at a time? I'm all for one big.
I'll make a motion to approve the final 2025 budgets for general fund, sewer fund, liquid fuels fund, fire tax fund, and EMS tax fund.
Motion been moved and seconded to approve our final 2025 budgets as presented for general fund, sewer fund, liquid fuels fund, fire tax fund, and EMS tax fund. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Then we have a request from Exeter Township School
No.
District. Oh. What's right here? Next.
It's two requests.
Two requests from Exeter Township School District, a refund of $9,297.59 in school taxes paid by the borough at settlement for 135 North Prospect Street.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to request from Exeter Township School District a refund of $9,297.59 in school taxes paid by the borough at settlement for this building. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Any Any zoning, codes?
No.
None. Public safety, emergency management,
No report.
public works, you got the floor.
My report is attached. Last month was mainly getting this Borough Hall up and running for everything moving from Old Borough Hall to here. A couple things of note. One thing that isn't in here is Meta is moving along with their tower and their transmission line removals. They're actually on Borough property as we speak, taking the towers down and the lines down. They don't have a timeline, but I would expect them to be done next month with that project. As far as removing the towers, as far as being complete with the project, that'll be done next year with seeding and grading and all that stuff.
They were even working Saturday, instead of taking the tower down behind the first.
Did you get a chance to talk to Berks Nature and inform them the work was occurring?
I let them know what's going on.
That's fine, as long as they know.
Everything's within the right, they didn't change plan as far as I know, nothing's happened, so everything's still within their E&S plan that they submitted last year for this.
Yeah.
So nothing's a change for plan. Within my area, we have a couple motions. The one motion we talked about already with Pamela, which would be authorizing SDE. I know we're tabling this one to authorize the MEP plan for the new building, for the garage. So I assume we would table that for next month. The next thing is, we have a shared cost with Mount Penn Borough for their backhoe. We budget $2,000 every year to use that. And basically, it just got checked over by Holy Cat and it's found in need of several repairs that are gonna cost $10,000 to $11,000. We only spent $89 the past 2 years for the backhoe. So I'm just asking for authorization to spend up to $3,600 for repairs to the backhoe that we split between us, Mount Penn, and Avon.
Make a motion to approve up to $3,600 for our third expense to repair the cat backhoe,
Shared backhoe usage.
shared backhoe usage.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve payment of up to $3,600 for our shared expenses for the backhoe shared by the Borough, Mount Penn and Avon. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
The last thing on my report is gonna be, and this Pamela might have to chime in on this. We've had some issues with Elm Street traffic light being put in the flash. Now, the work is being done under a state highway occupancy permit, which UGI is doing work to their gas line on at St. Lawrence Ave. So when they put the street light in the flash, sometimes they ask the police to do it, and the last time around, the contractor that was doing the traffic control put this light in the flash. And the traffic lights all have the same cabinet box among all of them, so they're all the same skeleton key. So anyone can really open it and turn it into flash. The last 2 times it's gotten stuck in flash, and then they basically leave the scene, and then the police end up calling us and saying it's stuck in flash. And then we have to call telco out, which a lot of times is after hours until they're done with their work.
Which is a big chunk.
And then we get billed overtime rate for them getting it back out of
So
flash.
technically, they don't need to put those street signals in flash at all.
Well, I don't know that, and this is one thing, I don't know if they have a.
They were working right at the intersection.
Yeah, well, I don't know within the highway occupancy permit,
Yeah.
they have a traffic plan with PennDOT, who has the authorization on that traffic light. So I do have an email into LTAP over who actually has authorization on traffic control at the borough maintains traffic signal.
So do we need to have 2 communication, one with PennDOT and one with their traffic control contractor? And explain when things get messed up, the borough's not gonna take the cost for this, someone's gonna pay for this. And it's not gonna be us.
Yeah, ultimately, the traffic signals are the borough's responsibilities, but when it comes to this
Right.
layer, I see what you're saying, and
I've never,
I don't know if LTAP can really clarify it, did you get an answer?
They haven't emailed me back.
and I'm not so sure I've ever seen a contractor change the signal before.
So it's.
Cause does that change the override for police and fire too, when it's in flashing, or would the flashing override?
So it's technically called emergency flash.
Right.
And what there is, there's a speed box on the cabinet where it's just a quick access panel, you can turn the signal off, turn it to emergency flash, or manually control the signal. A lot of the times that's for police, whether it's like an event, they can manually ride the traffic signal
Right.
to, keep it green. Or if there's an event where they have to turn the flash, the police do it. But again, the cabinet has the same key among all the cabinets, so it's all the
Right.
same skeleton key.
Well, why did it get stuck in flash? They left the scene?
So whether or not the hardware in it kept tripping, so like they flip it, now Telco said they fixed it, but then it happened again.
Okay.
So, but it's happening to be under unauthorized
yellow St. Lawrence Avenue, red for Elm Street. There's a reset button inside the cabinet, if I remember from when we did the tours. Is the only thing telco does, come out and hit that reset button?
The last time, which was the one last council meeting, I went out there and I tried to I even tried to change out the conflict monitor, and it was still stuck in it. So I don't know if there's a programming thing where you have to go in and say like, you changed it, you checked everything over. There's a lot of that.
Because there is a reset button.
I turned the unit off, like I went through a lot of different things to see if it would just boot back up.
Why don't, my suggestion, why don't you ask Telco what they do? If he does this again, what do they do?
Yeah.
So that you avoid.
They apply the secret sauce, that's not,
Yeah, well,
that's
yeah.
not, that's not the problem. The problem is,
Well, yeah.
the contractors, if something malfunctions when the contractor's in there, and I'm not so sure the contractor's even allowed to do that. That's what I'd like to find out.
That's my point. is
Hear it from
that
you.
They are the, you
Right.
are the borough, that's your
Right.
signal, it's your responsibility.
So we've not ceded any responsibility, so if the PennDOT cedes in the responsibility, then we're gonna go after PennDOT for that call.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out between you two, can you track that down?
Well, do you have a copy of the HOP?
I do not, PennDOT doesn't share that stuff. I ask if it's there, and then they say yes, and they don't hand me anything. So I can ask PennDOT for that stuff.
Ask
Now,
the
a
person.
lot of times, you guys get this stuff, like, they'll do the work, and then the
Get it
agency's
in.
sitting there for approval, but that's not ready yet. So they
this is-
work and then ask for forgiveness.
But this is UGI,
Yes.
and is, because the street's too narrow there, that's why they have to do flash?
I think they do that so they can flag it, and I
That's
don't
what
worry
I'm
about
saying,
that
it's
yet.
flash.
Because there's probably less flagging if it's in flash too.
I would think, yeah.
So they get to save UGI money at our expense when the controller doesn't work right.
I know I drove through there a couple times when they were working, and they were working, well, I guess would be on the.
They had 2 lanes available the whole time.
Yeah, they had two
On the
lanes,
north side.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
working on the north side, they had 2 lanes, they had it coned off so that you went around theirs.
So it shouldn't be on flash.
Correct.
I don't know if there's
Well,
2 lanes.
Yeah.
No, it was one lane each direction.
Then that's, it doesn't
They
mean
didn't have to
flash.
flag anybody.
No, it should.
They, traffic just flowed uninterrupted, but it was channelized, so the eastbound lane was all the way against the curb. And the westbound lane was over a little bit, following the cones.
But it was still
set up.
under signal control, not flagging.
Yeah, there were no flaggers out, there was trucks sitting there on Elm Street,
That's right.
so they put on flash, they put the set cones up, probably flagged to set the cones
I
up.
went through when there were flaggers there, while they were.
I've gone through when there were no flaggers.
The day I went through, there was no flaggers.
Can you find out, get the HOP, try to understand who's authorized?
Let's work together, if you can get a copy of the HOP.
Yeah, my big thing is, I'm not a fan of PennDOT, and I don't wanna cause a huge roil, but like, if they're the ones authorizing this contractor, or whoever, to turn the light to flash, then why are we paying for it?
Exactly.
That's what we need to find jurisdiction.
Do we get notification of the use and occupancy permit for them to work on the road?
No.
They
No,
don't,
it's not required.
they don't pay you for a permit?
On
No,
on
state road.
State road.
Yeah.
State road.
So you don't know when they're working, you just happen to come
PA one
upon
call.
State road.
PA one call.
only,
Now, I
okay.
will say,
You won't get a PA one
PA1
call.
calls give us notice of them going to work, but then them working is like a whole different day.
One other question I have about it, my sense is, it used to give St. Lawrence Avenue preference. The only time that we turn red is when they detected a car.
One L.
I almost always get stopped there now, with no car.
That's when they green light go, but the lights and that feature ended.
What?
I think
we
so.
got the LED lights, we lost the,
There is an update to that, I forgot to say that in here.
it's been better the last.
So
few
since the
days.
last time they were out, Telco noticed there was an error with the monitor system, so the
Yeah.
monitor system's out right now, it's just time. So they're fixing the monitoring system.
The detection
So right,
system?
yeah, the detector, so right now it's just on its.
Okay, so the detector doesn't see anything.
Correct,
So,
right now it's timed out
okay,
every
that's the
2
sense I
minutes.
have,
Yeah,
because it's causing backups, especially when school buses are going, I've seen.
I wanna call Telco on that, cause I wanna see if they can adjust the timing on it, cause a lot of times Elm Street people turn right anyway. So
Oh,
there's no need for that to really turn
Oh, then
green
it's
off as it
triggered,
does.
that St. Lawrence stops because the right-hand turns move. but it's
Well,
not
right now it's
triggered.
just time, so I don't know if it's every 1 minute or every 2 minutes, it just cycles, and then it sets, no matter if no one's at Elm Street or not, it's cycling through,
Yeah, that's what I
Because
said.
they have to fix the monitors.
yes.
All right, do they have a deadline when they're gonna fix the detector on L?
not gonna tell you that. When we were on tour with them, it was like pulling hen's teeth out
For
of a
Telco?
piece of steel, for Telco.
No,
Remember?
I'm saying Telco,
Yeah.
the easier path is Derek learning what Telco does, so he can do it without you guys paying overtime to Telco, right?
You should go to a cabinet, write down all the model numbers and all that, and all the equipment there, or just download the manuals from the internet.
There's probably.
So I want to circle back, Pam, you mentioned at our last meeting about the one signal pole up by McDonald's that needs to be replaced, and I think there was some quote like $38,000 for the pole.
Telco gave us the Borough.
Yeah, I looked at that and, it appears because the signals, they've overloaded that with so many more signals after green light go, that's why the pole seems to be in stress because of the weight of all the signals. So how are we now responsible for that pole when PennDOT comes through and decides they needed, 3 more signals attached to that pole? And now that's what's causing it to be stressed. And is there lightweight signals that are LEDs instead of all the old ones, which is LED bulbs?
Theoretically, all those lights were.
I think they changed all the heads.
They got all new heads.
Were they all new heads too?
They're all new heads.
Yeah, those are all new, all new
That
lightweight heads.
pole has always had issues. It was jury rigged on the initial install and has been repaired several times because of the amount of wind and how they had the signal heads hanging. So that has always been an
And
issue.
it's
I would
all on the McDonald's property.
Yes.
It is, yes.
I would defy someone to go around and find that many signal heads on a single
I'm
arm
not saying
pole like
that,
that.
that
I think
is-
I think that's a poor decision or oversight on their signal upgrade in that intersection.
But they're telling you that you have to pay this bill?
For the new pole.
If we,
trying to get out of paying for the pole.
I blame you. I blame you.
well,
Why?
instead of doing a continuous repair on that pole, I had Derek check with Telco how much it would cost to change out the pole so that we stop being nickel and dime to death. But did not think the pole was gonna cost $36,000 or have what a 26 week.
Oh, yeah, 26.
Oh, yeah,
26
they're not
week.
forever.
26-week lead time.
Is this the pole and the mast art? It's both?
Yes.
And it's both,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that was kind of a manufactured specifically for that location.
Let's go this route. What if we do a green light go?
We could,
Let's do a green light go, because that grant, when's it open up again? I just did year 10 on Western Road. But that's a perfect example to use the green light go.
and I wanted to do polls in the first place, and they said.
So you want to go for 1? You want to go for 5?
How many do you want to replace?
All of them.
Well, that whole intersection area should be totally.
All of them got more signal heads. They're all the same poles from years ago.
Well, the one isn't because of tractor trailer took it down.
Yeah, that was insurance claim. The insurance paid for that.
But ultimately,
We need a rec up there for a new
we,
pole.
yeah, well, who needs a new car? But, PennDOT is responsible when the green light go goes in. Right, 'cause we just did it on the West Reading
another grant to replace that,
Well, that's
and then
what-
also to see, try to make them place it without the grant.
You own the signal.
We do.
Right. We didn't own all those signals until they came and put the new ones in.
I don't know if we're gonna win with PennDOT.
I can understand that.
If we're gonna win with a Green Light Go Green.
Okay.
Okay, because you have a justification. And then if you do it in a group.
What's the time of the green light road grant?
What is the, I just did year 10, and it's
If
It
that-
was 10
If
years
that
ago.
mast arm snaps,
And he can't
Yeah.
even do a green light go because he can't pronounce it.
what is the mast? When does the mast, if the mast goes, what's our options?
Insurance, if the mask goes,
Well, and the new pole's 36 weeks out,
Judge,
26 weeks out.
no,
It could end up being what I'll call, what we don't think is the.
Non-standard,
They string them.
string the wires across. Okay.
Which are horrible, but when you think about it, drive around in your mind, a lot of times you see those temporarily.
Yeah.
And because the lead time for the new one is so far out. And then you finally see the formal signal being built. So that would be what would happen.
Well, if we go buy one and we're the only one in the country, can we sell it on eBay if we
Why
don't need
not?
it?
Why not? Municipal. Municipal. But why don't I go into the Green Light Go, or when you ladies go, the one I'm doing right now for the pre-scoping was required, now the formal grant is due end of February. So Green Light 11 should be soon after that, so that's what I'm saying, 2025, we should be able to submit that. But we could check, one of us could check the dates.
Should we have the surveyor measure how much it's, once a month and see how much it's now tilting?
Wow. And we need to put that into the Green Light Go. If you need that info, yes, we'll make that. But in the windy day, it's gonna do this, so
It does.
who's gonna stabilize it to see? Because it's gonna move a lot.
we do, that's your problem.
With the wind. All right, so Green Light Go, year 11. And it's only the McDonald's one, or is it, how many others?
If you're going for a grant, you might as well go and get them
Do you
all.
want that whole intersection?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are there others?
Yeah, there's like 5, there's probably more.
Old Turnpike Road will map with Exeter, didn't get all the map black.
Yeah.
And then
Redo all
all
the,
built
tra-
in.
redo all the things, because those are awfully wide areas
And
and
that would
that's,
be sort of continue the corridor.
yes.
You can put that in. the plan.
Aesthetically pleasing sport.
They are really great.
They are nice.
All right.
They did a nice job.
Okay, so I think Derek, Allison, myself, and Amanda have some homework. That's okay.
Anything else for our engineer? Anything else, Derek?
I think I'm done with my report.
Hot damn.
That's good stuff.
Committee reports, Mike's not here, joint comprehensive plan, is that still moving forward or
Yes,
just
completed
completed?
forward, there's a survey that I sent everybody an email, a copy of it. That's what they're gonna send out to make available. And we should notify our residents that it is available, we should encourage them to look at it and fill it out. And,
Warren,
oh,
am I able to stop by, one time at one of those meetings?
oh, absolutely,
Okay, would you let me know when the next one is?
okay, yeah.
No, no word direct.
Huh? No.
Actually, there's some, few communities that have 2 or 3 people.
I
Yeah.
mean, I just want to kind of,
Yeah, oh, I-
I was involved with Lower Alsace and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's
well, we're
torturous.
such a
It's
small
torturous.
piece,
My life is horrible.
but we're such a small piece of it. that,
Right.
Yeah.
It's very little, but,
important.
part of it is, I have to thank Derek for his effort of updating the land use map. The county land use map had a lot of errors, a number of errors that Derek found and uploaded it to them.
Yeah, it took a couple hours to do that.
Right, and then, did you also modify the map, that paper map with the streets, that, weren't there some streets missing or something? I left the paper map when I was here the last time.
I don't think I
Wait,
did.
is that the liquid fuels map?
I think we handed the liquid fuels map, which is gonna
Yeah,
be.
Well, that's what they were using.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, like a fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. saying, what's wrong with this? So, yeah, right, and they wanted me to bring it back to them that say, hey, these are the errors that
So
we
they
have.
want the PennDOT map.
That's what,
Why would
they
they
handed me
do
that
that?
map and said, find any errors in it and mark this up and bring it back.
Now, there's a glitch with the liquid fuels map, we have not changed over, something happened, the liquid fuels maps that are currently online are wrong. So Derek's hands are tied,
Yeah.
until PennDOT fixes it. He can't get you the current map from the online center.
I can give you a GIS map that has more up-to-date information.
Oh, that'd be,
And call it comp plan update map.
I can give you that.
Yeah.
we can give it to
It
them.
won't charge
Then
us
they
against
can-
that.
they
I
can
would,
do it.
I would prefer that over the PennDOT.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, that's fine, just, yeah,
So, yes, I agree.
yeah, give me that and I'll get that.
Awful lot of effort for this joint comprehensive plan. Once every 10 years, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Municipal land, anything new besides this building?
You know?
I guess not.
Other than the container at the top. Hold on that.
Oh, there is that, I did say that last week. I
Did you?
got delivered on now.
That's right.
Recreation, nothing new. Planning commission, Warren,
No meetings
think about one maybe in February.
around February.
Yeah. For municipal borough.
Weather permitting,
Depends what the date is. I'll be away the 19th to the 27th,
I was just looking at.
28th.
All right, so your January meeting is January 9th.
Correct.
Correct, so that's what I'm
Yeah.
proposing. February,
When's the planning commission meeting in February?
That's when I'm away.
You're away.
Yeah, it's
26th.
26th, I don't come back to the 27th.
Oh, it's a Wednesday, yeah, 26.
Next year meeting.
And when we have a quorum, so that's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a quorum, somebody else can run it.
We need to, well, Tracy's no longer on planning, we need to appoint another person.
Yeah,
I
right.
think do that in January, right?
Well, we don't have another person. We can try and find another.
Try to find somebody in January. That should be Warren's job since he's doing messy in February.
I could ask around.
Okay. Nothing for zoning hearing board? General comment, public meetings announcements, all public meetings we held at the new St. Lawrence Municipal Building. Zoning hearing board meetings, none. Changes to office hours, Borough closed noon on December 24th and the 31st. Because the party starts then? Okay. Borough closed on December 25th and the 1st. Executive session, seeing no need, I guess. No solicitor, usually why would we have one? Any old business? Any new business? Go ahead.
That's all the motions.
To ratify the advertisement of ordinance 459, repeal volunteer service tax credit. This establishes our fire response stipend.
Yeah, that's just to ratify the advertisement.
Now, why are we doing this and what's?
Because in order to take the old reimbursement plan off,
Yeah.
we decided to go to a stipend, so you'd have to change it.
And what's the advantage of the stipend over
There
what we
is,
were doing?
there is no paperwork on our part, no tax returns have to be handed in. No, there is, all we get is the report from fire chiefs that they performed the duties that qualified them to get the tax credit or service credit or whatever
Are we
we're gonna
reducing
call
the
it.
amount of money that's going out?
We're giving
Yes.
a flat rate.
Some get more, some get less.
But in total sum, are we reducing the amount of money that we're giving?
A little bit, but not necessarily, because it depends on whether there was anybody who didn't realize if they volunteered, which I don't know, who all the volunteers are, that they could get it off of submitting just wages and not have to own property to get the tax credit.
It also
I
might be
don't-
equal for someone who owned a $400 house compared to a $100,000
Well, I saw, what Steve sent out earlier, that Exeter is still doing it the other way, and I was just trying to understand why we're making the change.
Well, we had a big discussion in the summer, I don't remember if you were at that meeting or not, and then, Chief Jordan emailed me and asked me why we changed, and I sent out an email, and I think I copied everyone.
Yeah, I
on
saw
council
some of
about
those
that.
emails going back and forth.
Yeah, with about 7 reasons, trying to summarize what our discussion was that night. And all I kept saying, well, Exeter does it a different way, seemed to be the response from the chief.
Well, I just want to make sure,
Yeah, so
we're not doing something the goal wasn't to save money on what we're giving out.
Not per se,
Yeah.
because I think,
Lauren, it could, and it's almost, you can't even compare it apples to oranges, because our millage rate is far different than Exeter's
Right.
millage rate.
Mhm.
Our millage includes the trash and the lighting and everything else, so it was never an equal at any point anyway.
Well, I'll make the motion to ratify the advertisement ordinance 459, repealing volunteer service tax credit, establishing fire response stipend.
Second.
most of them seconded to ratify advertisement of ordinance 459, which is the repeal of service tax credit. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Abstention?
I'm gonna vote nay.
Yeah.
Ooh, might be better off voting abstention.
This
Abstention.
was just the advertisement.
I know, I'm just suggesting. I'll move on. Number 2, motion to adopt ordinance 458, setting 2025 tax millage, general fund, and fire tax fund. Is there a motion?
So
Yeah.
moved.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion moved and seconded to set the 2025 tax millage, general fund, and fire tax fund. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Third item, motion to adopt ordinance 459, repeal volunteer service tax credit, establish fire response stipend.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Motion to approve resolution 906-2024, setting the 2025 EMS tax millage.
And it's the same, it's at its max at 0.5 mils.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 9026-2024.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to set the EMS tax millage at 0.5 mils. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Number 5, motion to approve resolution 907-2024, appoint David Smith for 3-year term to the zoning hearing board.
Motion to approve resolution 907-2024, appoint David Smith for a 3-year term to the zoning hearing board.
He's been doing it for years.
It's basically member.
He's a current member,
He's a current
Wall
chair.
Street.
the chairperson.
He's a teacher at School Valley School District.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Yeah. Motion been moved and seconded to reappoint David Smith to a 3-year term to the zoning hearing board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Motion is,
Yeah, you don't have, Amanda just went to grab it. We didn't have that in everybody's folder.
oh, is it in anyone's folder?
No, just
Wait,
handed
can
it.
we go back, time out for the,
Time out, we have to amend the agenda if we have a timeout.
Motion.
I need to go for the resolution for David Smith.
All right, with Dave and Steve, got it. Got it right.
Right.
Now,
We're passing along proprietary information here. There's only one copy. It's not in the book.
I did it, emailed it,
Oh,
well, we don't normally put that in.
I know it's not, we don't consider that a public document, because it's not a public document. Right. But, well, it's not public, because we have,
Well,
yeah, right. So we will hold here for a second as we look over some things on there. Or you want to go to executive session, we can retract and go back there if you want. Yeah, let's move on while we're passing around the employee wage proposal, or for motion. So number 7 is to authorize the advertisement of 2025 meeting schedule for Borough Council, Planning Commission, and Zoning Hearing Board. And they would be the same,
Zoning hearing board is
as needed, but Planning Commission's the third, fourth.
Wednesday.
With the
as-
exception of November and December.
Right, and we make those changes, it goes to third.
And is the, Thursdays okay for everybody? I know it's been getting difficult here. Second Thursday's okay? Do we wanna change that, or? So,
Thursdays are fine.
I'll make a motion to authorize advertisement of the 2025 meeting schedule for the Borough Council, Planning Commission, and Zoning Hearing Board.
motion been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Then we have a motion to approve Resolution 905-2024, appointing Randy Widener of Remax of Reading as a sales agent with an attached fee schedule for the borough property at 3540 St. Lawrence Avenue. Mr. Widener was the sales agent for this building. Seemed like all those who dealt with him directly thought he was a decent guy, good to work for, good to work with, responsive. And this is a professional services type of contract, so it doesn't have to be bid or anything like that.
And it should say properties because the lower lot, parking lot is a separate parcel.
Make a motion to approve resolution 905-2024, appointing Randy Weiner, Remax of Reading, as our sales agent with the attached fee schedule for the borough property 3540 St. Lawrence Avenue.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. I have a question. You just stated that the lower parking lot of that address is a separate tax parcel, correct?
It's a separate tax parcel.
But we're still authorizing him to
Well, we
sell it together. That's what I want to clarify. Just because we have 2 tax parcels with that mailing address. That's what we're authorizing for sale.
Yes.
Excellent. Motion been moved and seconded with the clarification. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
Does this mean I can email him to say, do what you gotta do, go forward?
He's gonna probably want something signed and sent to him.
Yeah, I just, as long as email and say,
Yeah.
we're good, continue. Okay.
Is there, how do you want to present, present that we're anticipating, we're proposing for 2005 wage increasing of 3.5% from current salaries of borough employees?
And that's, it looked like it was consistent.
Is there a second to that? Yeah, I think you're pretty in tune with the cost of living and everything. 3.5 is about that number, isn't it?
I'm retired.
3.5 was the last
I'm pretty
adjustment.
sure number 10%.
Is there a motion
I'll make that motion.
for a 3.5% raise for?
We'll get it on the table.
Is there a second?
Second.
Let's move to the second to approve a 3.5% increase for salaries for all borough employees. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. You abstain.
Abstain.
Understood. Any other business? Is there a motion to adjourn and have some refreshments?
So,
I've got bagels to add to the delicious portion, but I just want to say congratulations, Derek.
Hopefully that was from SDE, correct?
SDE.
Yes, yes, want to make sure, throw it on the bill.
Congratulations on the new baby. I mean, we have lots to celebrate here. Friends and family, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you, and I greatly appreciate you being able to serve you guys. And all this exciting stuff happening, so.
You're going to have to show up more than Joan for the next couple of weeks.
I'm geeking out because this is all really cool stuff that's happening. And again, thank you for the Lord grant and the KPN. I think we're learning a lot together, and hopefully this will save the borough and its constituents. That's really good.
So this is so much more fun than being a township manager, right? Yes and